Focus on two things this morning. That is the questions that I posed to the minister about the vehicles and as well as the cars. But let me start with about the vehicles and the aid, right? Minister, you have literally thrown your daughter under the bus here this morning. Your daughter seems to be handling the department matters of the department. Number one, you have said to this committee that basically between the aid and the agreement was between the aid and your daughter. You don't know what's happening there. This tells this committee that your daughter then has access to DSD letterheads because there's a contract here that actually states that half her salary must be given for household aid and assistance. So your daughter, number one, has access to DSD letterheads. Your daughter takes half the aid salary to buy groceries. This is your daughter, right? Your daughter is driving the ANC Women's League's vehicles because it is registered in your daughter's name, right? Your daughter also goes and sells the vehicles of the ANC Women's League. So your daughter is busy with a lot of things. I'm not sure when you declared and when you responded to my question when you said that because it shows, the record shows, I'm just not sure, I asked the team to go and print it, that both those vehicles were registered in your children's names. So this means your son is also part of the ANC Women's League, as things stand.
Honourable James, my only request is that you go to from where the minister goes to, where the minister responds to your questions. Because now that we know that this was a party political issue, I would hate for us to be exercising oversight over the issues of the ANC.
But Chair, the minister then responds in here. If the minister wasn't going to take questions on this, in this report, the minister then responds and says she did not mislead this committee. So she's telling us that she did not mislead this committee. She should have then said on that page that she's not going to answer any questions to it. So okay. She cannot come here and say she didn't mislead us and then expect us not to probe her on her telling us that she didn't mislead us. We can then probe into it. Honourable if she's James, responding to it.
All I'm saying is that the minister said that she did not mislead Parliament.
So I'm telling the minister and I'm showing the minister that she did mislead Parliament.
Okay.
And we cannot continue with these delay tactics, Chairperson, because this has been continuing for way too long.
I don't want you to delay with the delay. I also don't like delaying tactics as a person. All I am saying is that this Portfolio Committee on Social Development cannot be traversing on issues of the national what is your name?
African National Congress.
Yes, that one. ANC. Let's put it that way. I am saying cannot preside over over a committee that is now deliberating on issues of political parties. I'm not even competent to do that. I am saying to you, Honourable James, go directly to where the name of any political parties, yours included, is not going to be mentioned in the work that this Portfolio Committee is doing. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead. Just hold on, honourable members. I recognize your hands. I just want to ask for procedural, Honourable Song. I want to just stick to the point where we really try and respect a separation of the work that we're doing. If we are going to start discussing political parties in this Portfolio Committee, it's going to be very tough. So, Honourable James, please go ahead.
It's already tough, Chair. Chair, I want to say that this is a state issue, right? This is not only an ANC issue. We have a minister before us here, not just an ANC member of the ANC. This minister did not declare, and the records prove that these vehicles belong to her children, and the minister has said that she was gifted by these vehicles. It was a donation. She was meant to declare this. That is a fact that we cannot avoid here. This was a parliamentary question. The minister then further goes and she responds to it through her presentation. And now she comes and says, we cannot probe further. The minister actually puts it in red. I would like to put it on record
James,
that I have not misled Parliament at any point.
Honourable
Zanella and Lunka are also under investigation, also sub judice. But here we are discussing it. So please can we get clarity on what we're going to discuss here and what we are not going to discuss? Because it seems as if though I'm not able to then ask any of my questions here. Because everything is now under investigation. The easiest way to hide and avoid accountability, it's confidential and it's under investigation.
Honourable James, the matters of Ms. Simons and Ms. Oliphant is under arbitration. The minister said that. It's on the report. If you want to ask a question about a matter that is on arbitration, how do you say? Arbitration. Please go ahead.
No, I'm going to need 5 minutes to reconstruct my questions because everything that I wanted to ask now, I'm not allowed to ask. So I'm going to come back and ask my questions. No, I'm going to come back to my questions. I'm going to just give me 2 minutes, please, Chair.
Sharif also wanted to ask questions now, including the PSC report. Go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Chair. I won't be long. Minister, you say that you had no knowledge of this with regards to the food aid, right? You say that you had no knowledge of this, but the pay slip of the food aid, her bank statements, her appointment letter, has your ministerial letterhead, and a very different story. So if I look at this letter, this is the contract that was given to us. Sorry, I just needed to break just now so that we can actually print this. This was the contract that was given to your aide. It does not even have a letter on it. This is the contract that you were saying you are not aware of. Let me read this to you. Appointment I'm going to read it as it is. Appointment on contract as food aid to the Minister of Social Development. No date on here, right? Gives me pleasure to inform you that your contract of employment in terms of Section 9 of the Public Service Act as amended, read in conjunction with Regulation 57 of the Public Service Amendment Regulation to this department has been approved with particulars indicated below. Commencement date, date of assumption of duty. So there's no date there. Job title, food aid. Nature of appointment, fixed term contract for a period of 6 months. Remuneration breakdown, 8,000 Rand a month. 8,000 Rand a month. Minister's house allocation, 7,670 Rand per month utilized for household. Right? Your contract appointment is subject to conditions and requirements as stipulated in the employment contract. So here it is, Minister, that says half her salary goes to your household. Here we have copies of her bank statement, right? So this is not what social media says. This is the facts. This is signed, right? Here we have copies of her bank statement, Minister, where it shows, right, that we have a pay slip also. A pay slip shows that she was being paid a net monthly salary of 15,814 Rand and 47 cents. But her banking records show that she was only keeping half her salary, right? And payments going to Makanyu. Say that name nicely for me. Makanyu, that's her name, right? Is that your daughter, Minister? Because here it shows her details. It shows a full salary going in, and it shows half her salary going into your daughter's bank account. And here we have the cooked contract that no one's aware of in front of us. So we cannot say that this matter must be closed and it cannot be discussed because it's Skinner stories in social media and in the newspapers because we have the evidence and we have the proof before us here today. So with that, are you aware that the term minister's house allocation does not appear to exist anywhere in DPSA documentation, the Ministerial Handbook, the Public Service Regulations, the Public Service Act, or any of the official public service framework? Are you aware of that? And I leave it at that. Thank you.
Sorry. Chair, this matter has been in the media platforms. I will sometimes receive some because they were everywhere else.